Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm marvelous today.
That's good. We're at Stewartwood Elementary today. This is the public forum hosted by the Council of Canadians for the municipal candidates.
Yep.
And we're talking with Dale Bass. Dale, are there any social justice causes you're personally active in or at least interested in?
Well, through my career, I've written about almost every social justice cause possible. I've volunteered at a lot of agencies, particularly those that deal with women and children, and spent a lot of time on boards and doing projects there since I moved here in 1999. I'm still on the Child Development Center board, where we have a lot of kids who are special needs, and we're the only daycare in the city that actually feeds them a hot lunch every day. So that, and if there's a cause, I'm there. If it's a justice cause.
Do you support a living wage for all working people?
Good God, yes. Am I allowed to say good God, yes? But
Sure.
Good God, yes.
The food banks first appeared in Canada in the early 80s, and their usage has only increased since then. Why do you think this is?
Because we haven't figured it out yet. We just haven't figured out how to look after the marginalized and the poor and the disabled in an adequate way. We don't know how to house them, we don't know how to educate them, we don't know how to actually treat them in many cases.
What do you think is council's role when faced with epidemics like the fentanyl crisis or the lack of affordable housing?
Partner with every agency that's involved and don't let the systems and bureaucracy slow it all down. I look at the housing that's being built and, all of a sudden there's a delay. Well, there shouldn't be one. Make it happen. Sometimes you have to ignore the rules to get things done. And I think that's a prime example. They're building housing that ideally will house transients and homeless, but we can't get it done yet, so it's going to be a few more months. We'll do it next year. Well, that means they're out in the snow again another winter. Sorry, I'm stumbling. It's early in the morning.
Oh, it's all right. What would you do on council to help eliminate homelessness?
Probably everything I've been doing up to now, which is getting involved with causes, getting involved with people, talking to people, bugging the government, asking questions, demanding answers, finding projects that I think are sustainable and making them work, helping make them work.
What do you think is a city councillor's job when faced with controversial development projects like Ajax?
Now that's a tough one. I never did make up my mind on Ajax. I tended to lean toward, oh my God, no. But I think you have to look at where the responsibility lies and how you view your role as a councillor. Are you just a city councillor or are you a citizen of Kamloops as well? I think what the councillors who spoke out against it did was right for them, because you don't give up your right as a citizen just because you're sitting around a horseshoe.
What do you think is a reasonable income for a top earner in our society?
Well, it would be at least the living wage plus more. I don't know, because different jobs demand different wages, but I don't understand why the youth of today are trying to survive on minimum wage and part-time jobs. That's wrong. As for an optimum wage, I have no idea.
Who do you think should be earning the top wages?
I don't know that either, Peter, because that's a generalized question. You'd have to be more specific depending on the skill set, I suspect. But I still marvel that hockey players make the kind of money they make and get their MRIs right away, while regular people wait months for MRIs and are making minimum wage.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the current state of public transit and transportation infrastructure in Kamloops?
I live at the very far end of Dallas, and it takes a long time to get into the city. I think our transit should be equal around the city. I think as the city grows, the council has to realize that they have to improve transit in the edges of the city. Since we moved out to Dallas, we watched a mobile park next to us go from 8 units to probably 200. They're building out by the wildlife park, and we get a bus about every hour. I'd like to see a link system where we have smaller buses on those routes that maybe do a Dallas, Barnhart, Vale, Valley View, and then you transfer into the one that goes downtown. It means a lot of transferring, perhaps, but I think it's also more expedient.
Okay. What do you hope Kamloops will look like in 20 years?
Now that's a hard question to answer too, because I don't want it to change, but I know it's going to. I hope it changes in a way that keeps what's unique about Kamloops. Kamloops, my son came to visit one time and he says, does everybody say hello to you? Does everybody say thank you here? And I said, that's just what we do, hon. I'd hate to see that go.
And once elected, what will be your top priority? Are there any burning issues you want to see resolved or addressed?
Transit, jobs, the extremely slow development process in City Hall, where businesses are being forced to do 5-6 applications just to get a plan approved. And that delays building, which delays business, which delays jobs, which delays income and revenue into our economy.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.